Welcome back to the Jam on the U. It's not an easy topic to talk about. One of the worst mass shootings in our country's history. As tough as it is to wrap your head around violence as an adult, many parents feel equally as lost when it comes to discussing it with their children. Joining us now is Dr. Jinnie Cristerna, who is a psychotherapist. She has advice for talking to your kids about violence in the headlines. Dr. Cristerna, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. So happy to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish you were joining us on a more uplifting topic, but in times like this is when you're absolutely needed and necessary.
Yeah, and sometimes we have to do the work so we can really enjoy those uplifting moments and really look forward to them because they're coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you've got stages in terms of addressing children. So pre-kindergarten, elementary school, and teenagers. So let's start with pre-kindergarten. You say reassure them they are loved and safe. You ask them, what do you think about the world, and let them know they can talk to you. Can you elaborate?
Sure. So a lot of what happens developmentally with children when they're in pre-K, up 0 to maybe 4, some kids go to school, is that they're just starting to feel and trust in the world and get comfortable with themselves. And that's when their relationship with their caregiver is the most important. So feeling that love, being able to take that in is something that will help keep them sustained during times like this, unfortunately. Most of the times they're not really aware of this type of event and they can't process it. So we do want to ask them, oh, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Because again, most times they don't even know these types of things have happened outside of what they hear or see at home or on the news.
So some people feel like pre-K, it's so young. Maybe I don't talk about it at all. Maybe I don't even mention it. Is that an option as well?
You can if your child is unaware of it. We don't want to introduce a trauma to them, but that's a great time to talk about good and bad, right and wrong, safe and unsafe, just like we help them to feel safe with their bodies. So we would talk about it in those terms and languages that they can understand because they can't take in larger concepts like death and things like that and violence just yet.
Absolutely. So I have a 10-year-old, fourth grader, and I've spoke head on with him about this situation. He's smart. He's a lot smarter than his daddy is. And he asks a lot of questions, very inquisitive.
Yes.
But when it comes to death, I've lost my brother, so he's lost his uncle recently this past year. When it comes to death, he's a little bit more standoffish. So I still address it with him. Can you teach me, maybe help me, guide me on how best to handle it in day 2 now, in the aftermath of all this, after trying the first day to really let him know what's going on?
Sure. So we want to keep the piece on, I love you, you're safe with us, we
Positive
care for,
reinforcement.
right, you want to build on what we were talking about in the pre-K, but now you want to move into how are you feeling? What do you think about the world? Why? Right, so you want to get a little deeper just kind of into their thought processes because they have thoughts. They are a lot smarter than we are. We didn't have a lot of this to deal with when we were growing up, right?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately. So we're going to really start looking at, okay, hey, how are they thinking? How are they feeling? Why are they thinking and feeling this way? So we want to start getting into those pieces. And this is a really great time to discuss different types of safety plans.
Yes, and that's what I did not cover.
Yeah, so when, kids are told, hey, have a fire plan for your house, just in case there's a fire, what do you guys do as a family? This would be no different. There's a reason that we want to have a safety plan, especially for mass shootings as a family, because it helps kids to become emotionally regulated. We cannot think when there's a lot of stress, when there's a lot of chaos. So when we know we have a plan, it keeps us grounded, it keeps us clear-headed, and we execute the plan so much more better. So much better, more effectively.
I like that.
So
then finally, teenagers quickly.
Teenagers, same thing. You want to build on that. This is where they really do have an opinion about the world, and we want to understand what that is, and we want to help counterbalance anything that's too heavy, that's too negative, with some perspective. This is where this perspective building is going to help them the most.
Doctor, thank you so much. I think we can agree, no matter what the age, definitely keep those communication lines open, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Dr. Jinnie Cristerna, thank you so much for the time today. If you want to know about Dr. Cristerna, head to highachiever.net, and she'll tell you a lot more. That was so very beneficial. We really appreciate you coming in
Thanks
such a dark time.